So I think they're the same. So if I go to my peer group and the people I really respect from macro hedge fund space, right? So that's the pointy end of macro. Those are the guys, almost all of them have transitioned across in one way, shape, or form, either entirely or partially. So, people like Alan Howard, who's one of the world's most famous macro investors based out of the UK, he personally is entirely crypto now. Dan Tapiero, good friend of mine, he's entirely crypto now. I'm pretty much entirely crypto. Certainly my investments are. I still look at them whole macro world. But one after the other, they're all seeing the superior returns and a solution for the set of macro problems. So macro guys generally tend to be pretty pragmatic.
Raoul Powell, Real Vision CEO, XRP2022 Q3 price prediction.
We've got a set of problems, solutions, what's going to make money, allocate capital accordingly. But everybody's going, well, this is the biggest opportunity we've ever seen, because everybody starts on the Bitcoin journey and ends up having the holy shit moment that everything is about to change. And I'm sure we'll talk about a lot of that later. So I think macro and crypto have merged. What you're seeing now is you're seeing a lot of noise from the latecomers to macro. People who only know either the latecomers from macro or the ones that have been around very long and are anchored to gold and certain kind of mean reverting ideas. What you're seeing is a fear of change. So the noise that you're getting at the periphery, the Peter Schiffs of this world, for example, is not that Peter Schiff doesn't understand that crypto is the future. It's that he doesn't want it to be, because it's technology. It's fast.
We call that bag bias.
It's actually worse than bag bias. It's a fear of change. Right? We're going through the fastest change in all history. So for people to understand what I'm talking about, the internet grew at 63% a year from 1990 to 2000. The internet was 140 million users at 1997-ish. Crypto is about the same now, but the crypto digital asset space is growing at 113% a year. This is the fastest adoption of any technology in all recorded history. People don't want to believe it. How can my very system of money change in front of my eyes? What does the central bank mean any longer? What does it mean for my savings? What does it mean for, the thing that I've railed about all the time is gold, that'll save you from all of this. And now there's something else. Everyone has to drop so much of their kind of outward facing belief system, and it's hard. So that will slowly change over time.
It has been really quiet on the XRP front lately. However, the SEC's lawsuit against Ripple Labs is still ongoing, and there haven't been many new developments. The misconceptions about cryptocurrency are growing, but Raoul Powell argues that anyone who invests in crypto over time will always get rewards.
This event happens last year. There was going to be a recession, but the accelerant was the pandemic. So it blows up everything, and the world could have blown up again, right? Everybody should have gone insolvent because the world shut down for a year. But the government just said, no, here, take free money, and the central bank will just print it. So we now know what it's doing to the value of our savings, because these assets are going up. We're actually getting poorer in our future selves. And so the macro guys start thinking, well, how the hell are we going to get out of this cycle? It's either going to blow up spectacularly, but the odds are getting less, or we're just going to get poorer slowly over time. So it's a matter of how fast you figure out what's going on. So once you figure out what's going on, you look at crypto and it solves a lot of this. So when Bitcoin first comes along, it's clear it's developed solely for this job. I mean, it's very clear in the white paper, and it's very clear when they're looking at the banks being bailed out again, that somebody figures out, why don't we try a scarce digital asset and see if that works? And then about a year or two after that, people start figuring out, oh, blockchain. Oh, that kind of is interesting for other stuff, because we've got now a trusted ownership structure, which the world didn't have. Then Europe blows up in 2012 as well. We almost lost the whole of the European Union and all of the banks. So we kind of know it's a big problem. And then Ethereum comes along with smart contracts, and then the kind of light bulb moment for everybody goes off is like, actually, we can rebuild the entire system from scratch. So as a macro guy, when you know you've got something fundamentally broken, and there's only one set of outcomes, which is printing more money, we've got this low growth from this demographics and technology and all of these things that have been changing the world. So we've got low growth, massive debt, makes it harder to service the debt, increases the amount of printing. So therefore, these assets go up. But the real macro opportunity is to invest in the new world.
Given the current market instability, Raoul Pal suggests that June might be the last month where the Federal Reserve will be forced to take actions like printing more money to sustain the economy. XRP prices are often affected by a number of factors, including overall crypto sentiment, news, increased whale activity, as well as sentiments. All of these combine to influence the price of any coin, and XRP particularly has been influenced by all. The most recent is its SEC lawsuit on whether it is a security or not, and Raoul Pal argues that XRP is an altcoin, not a security.
If you look at the rate of adoption that's going on of the entire crypto space, and this is my true north, this is all I need to know. There's one single thing I need to know and nothing else. So we know that it's growing at 113% a year in terms of number of users. And we will assume that over time, that trend rate of growth falls a bit. So if it falls from this year and goes down to 83%, so that's a significant fall in the growth rate. And we saw the internet do similar, but it was at peak growth was 63%, we're at 113. It gets by the end of 2024 to 1 billion people. And that gets us to about 3 or 4 billion people by 2027, 28. Okay, so a blind chimp can choose a cryptocurrency and get rich. If you look at the size of the assets, the entire crypto space as of today hit 2 trillion again, I think. Global equities are about 200 trillion. Global bonds are like 200 trillion. Global real estate's about 100 trillion. And we all know, almost all of us realize that all bonds, all securities, all assets are going on chain anyway. So it's probably even bigger than that. But the point being is that you'll never, ever in your entire life, ever again, and ever beforehand, were given 100x in an asset that's already up 2 million% when you look at Bitcoin. You've never been given this. And you can basically choose anything and it will go up. So once you do that, you're not scared of making the wrong bet, and it stops you being tribal, because within that, you know some of them are going to be amazing. You take the pressure off, you take some basic bets, Bitcoin, Ethereum, a couple of others here and there, and then you can just have a basket of stuff. And over time, decide, okay, I quite like that, or that's getting faster adoption. So then you start to look at like Solana is clearly getting adoption. It's clearly happening, and it's clearly happening in the price. Okay, so do you want to own a bit more of that? Maybe. Is Polkadot getting to where it should be? Don't know yet, but it's worth keeping an eye on. There's a lot of stuff. And then, so that's how I tend to deal with it, is forget trying to model it and look for fair values and this. It's like, as I said, you can be a 3-year-old kid and be given a box of names of cryptocurrencies and take 10 out, and you will literally make 30 times your money over the next 20 years and next 10 years.
Raoul Pal believes the speed at which investors adopt the usage of XRP will ultimately affect its growth in the coming months and years. Given that XRP is vastly becoming a utility, Pal notes that the more people adopt its usage, the more the price increases, reaching new all-time highs, and according to the investors, XRP notably supports fast payments. Predictions have noted that the adoption of the coin will play such a significant role in adding to its value. The more people adopt it, the higher its utility and price. Like, share and subscribe to the channel for more content.